Ken Wood is still thundering onwards in the Vitesse, setting fastest times on a number of stages.
Originally built for the Paris-Peking rally, this particular car has a very unusual story. After the rally was cancelled, it was put back into storage. In 1982, it was brought out and raced by Tony Pond in the Unipart colours, along with a few other SD1s that were converted for rallying. During this time though, up in Scotland, Ken Wood was racing the TR7. In the 1982 season, he actually won the Scottish Rally Championship in this car. However, this was a bit of an embarrassment to the Rover factory as the car was no longer in production. So, it was decided that a Rover SD1 should go up to Scotland. And this was the car that was chosen.
Champion rally driver Ken Wood has been given a late Christmas present, a £25,000 rally car from Austin Rover. For Ken, who lives in Galashiels, it's the culmination of 12 years of rallying. Alan Douglas has been to see his new car in action.
The 3.5-litre Rover V8 will make its first public appearance next month in the opening round of the Scottish Championship, the Snowman Rally in the Highlands. But today, Ken Wood was testing it around his sponsor's factory in West Lothian. 33-year-old Ken, who's an air traffic controller at Edinburgh Airport, won the championship last year by a wide margin after twice coming runner-up in his own Triumph TR7. The presentation of the new Rover and the continued support of his sponsors reflect his superiority in the sport. And along with co-driver Peter Brown, he's looking forward to the forthcoming season.
It's very, very quick in a straight line in fact. Quite agile around the corner as well. But as you can see, it's a fair bit size compared with the TR.
How important is it to be able, as an amateur, to get a car like this, which is very much a specialist car, isn't it?
Well, this deal that we have just now with our sponsor in British Leyland, it is a great improvement on what we've been doing up until now. It's one more step up the ladder, you might say, towards being a fully professional works driver.
But obviously the sport is so expensive nowadays that you couldn't contemplate rallying on this level on your own, could you?
No, no way, no. It's absolutely essential that motorsport has sponsorship. I mean, you know yourself how much it costs to go rallying, and it's literally thousands and thousands of pounds a year. And there's just no way that anybody can afford to pay for that from their own pocket.
Peter, you'll be sitting alongside Ken. How do you feel about the new car yourself?
I think it'll be quite exciting. It'll be a big difference from the Triumph, which we campaigned last year. We haven't had the car out yet on the loose, so we've got that to look forward to. Hopefully next week we may manage to get a forest stage and we may try it out.
I think you'll be going faster than ever.
I would imagine we'll be going very, very fast.
And with a top speed of 152 miles an hour, the car certainly is impressive. And both Ken and Peter are arranging several practice sessions to get used to it before the start of the season. If he competes in just 8 of the 10 Scottish events, he'll keep the car. He's planning to not only take part, but win.
Ken Wood and Peter Brown raced the car in the 1983 season and came second that year. But further south, they released the Rover Vitesse, and it was decided that the car needed to be updated. So once the 1983 season was over, the car was taken back to the Rover factory and updated to the newer Series 2 specifications. The car returned in 1984 with a new Series 2 specification, complete with new chin spoiler, bumpers and lights arrangement and wing mirrors.
It's still based on the Group 2 Rover that it always has been, carburetor engine as opposed to fuel injection. a Salisbury axle, 4HA type, and the ordinary Rover 5-speed box, as opposed to the Vitesses which use the Get Track box.
What sort of brake horsepower has the car got?
Enough. 330 supposed to be, or thereabouts. You know, it's never been tested for the actual power, but it's, according to the specification, it should be about 330, something like that.
And your hopes for today's event?
To get to the finish and to get 30 points in the Scottish Championship.
And that your overriding
Oh aye,
today?
aye. Well, we're not contesting the Shell Autosport Championship, although we're registered. We're not contesting it seriously at all. Obviously, it'd be nice to do well in the event. In the process of trying to get 30 points in the Scottish Championship, we'll need to go pretty fast to keep up with folk like Donald Heggie and Andrew Wood, and that might put us near the front anyway.
But living up to the name Vitesse, Ken Wood leads the field in the Rover.
Here's the gameplay. Ken Wood and Peter Brown went on to win the 1984 Scottish Rally Championship in the Rover.
But victory is now in sight for Ken Wood in the Rover Vitesse.
The following year, the car was sold to Ewan Piper, who raced the car for a while before selling it on to Duncan Jeffrey. Duncan raced the car but found it difficult to control, and after a number of accidents, buckled the shell, writing the car off. He decided to rebuild the car as a short wheelbase version, similar to the design shown here. His version wasn't quite as polished. It was, however, ideal for him, although considering the car's heritage, journalists in the article of this magazine did question the reasoning behind it. Duncan justified it as it made it easier to control. But a number of years later, the car appeared for sale. It wasn't in the best of condition, but it did catch the eye of Michael Kidd, the current owner. Once its identification was verified, he took the car on and spent some time having it restored to its former glory when it won the Scottish Rally Championship. The shell was extended back to its normal size, new doors were added, new bonnets, and the car fully restored. The painstaking work took time to complete, but the car had new parts added where needed, and the livery was faithfully restored. Once ready, the car was entered for the Manx Rally and has appeared at numerous rallies since. In 2016, the car was brought to the Fleetwood Festival of Transport, where we got the chance to film it and get close. The engine's been brought up to the race specification of the time, which was a dry sump system, where the oil was actually fed from an oil feed right at the back of the car. The engine itself has 4 Weber carburetors attached in 2 pairs, and this provides an extra power output that wouldn't be available on standard road cars. The car's still admired wherever it goes, and people often take photographs of it. A dash similar to this would have been fitted to the original rally cars at the time. However, when it was shortened, Duncan Jeffrey had a standard rally kit fitted, which removed all the flammable parts. You can see the pipework as well, which takes the fuel and the oil from different parts of the car towards the back and feeds it into the engine. With everything relocated at the back, there's little chance of damage to something like the sump and losing oil during a race. As much of the car has been recreated in as much detail as possible. From the outside, a standard SD1 and the main rally car look very similar. However, the rally car does have many differences, such as the dual shock rear suspension, which was originally fitted for the Paris-Peking rally. But looking at it now, you'd never believe that the car had been shortened or that it had had any accidents in the past. It really is well looked after. It's nice to actually see a piece of both British motoring and Scottish rallying heritage being so well looked after by a private individual. Not many people would actually go out their way to bring a car like this back to its former glory. And it's a testament to Michael that he's actually done this. There are rally cars in private possession, and some of them are still raced. However, none of them have been through what this particular car's been through. The SD1 series has long been one of my favourite cars, and this particular one is one of my favourite rally cars. It's so nice to see something so special up close. It is a special kind of car, and thankfully, that's going to continue for a while.